What's up, everybody? Today we're talking about the East-West Shrine game. This is serious. Alright, man, so it's full speed ahead here with, continuing to cover the Cowboys. That includes the offseason. And now we're, full speed ahead into draft talk. So, the first major collegiate all-star game was earlier today, right? The East-West Shrine game. I like to cover this every time. Small, sometimes you get small gems that come out of here and become something, and they've been spread all over the league. Some really big names have come out of this. It's not one you want to overlook. And the Cowboys are already deep and looking for something. All right, I'm gonna give you 4 names that the Cowboys have met with, and might be a sneak peek as to what the Cowboys are leading towards in this draft. All right, I'll also give you a few players that really stood out in this game, but I'm gonna give you the 4 players that the Cowboys met with. All right, the first one, Sione Takitaki. He's a linebacker captain over there at BYU. He's projecting to be a safety, so he's gonna be one of those guys that could be anywhere between your linebacker or safety kind of guy. 6'2", 230 pounds, senior. So as far as how he did in the game, he showed up in the game as well. So they liked him in practice. Cowboys met with him. So he's a guy to look out for early on in this draft process. All right, baby? All right. The next player the Cowboys met with, Kevin Wilkins, defensive tackle out of Rutgers. This guy is also more of a 3-tech, 6'2", 304 pounds. All right, so the Cowboys met with him. I'm going to rewatch the game and see if I can see how he actually did in this game, but the Cowboys met with him, so the interest is already there. All right, the next guy, Cowboys met with Baylin Matt, defensive tackle, Texas A&M. All right, 6'1", 320 pounds. Don't let the 6'1" tag throw any of you off. Obviously there's gonna be people saying it's too short, this and that. That's just not the case. This player brings it. Good against the run, has good size, can collapse the pocket. So I've already seen one game of his, and then he did pretty good in this East-West Shrine game as well. So he did get a call up to the Senior Bowl. So look out for Baylin Matt. Cowboys have an interest there. 6'1", 320 pounds. This guy can stuff the run and would make the Cowboys bigger up there. We've always been talking about this season, we need to get beefier there. This guy fits the bill. All right, Cowboys have interest. And then the 4th guy that the Cowboys met with, Michael Davi, another defensive tackle out of Temple. 6'3", 280 pounds. So this guy has some height to him. Probably want to get him a little bit thicker. Maybe add a little bit more weight there. But Temple, they're a pretty scrappy defensive team. It's a good program. They put out a lot of good players out there. Scrappy players, and Michael Davi is in the same realm as all those guys that have come out of Temple. So big guy, athletic. I can see where the Cowboys have interest in that one. So of the 4 players that I have able to confirm the Cowboys have met with, 3 of them were defensive tackles. All right, so if that's any kind of hint, Cowboys are looking at D-line hard and heavy, and right where we need to. Defensive tackle. I feel like that needs to be addressed. I think Cowboys probably feel that does need to be addressed. We're not bringing Irving back. You can cut that's out the picture. So you're left with Antoine Woods. Cowboys are going to bring him back. Hopefully, he's very solid. Malik Collins, he's good when he's in there. He has issues with his feet. That prop up every season. So you probably want to get somebody that's a little bit more durable. But you want to bring in other people here that are bigger and can give you a good rotation at a defensive tackle position, and I think if you shore that up, this defense will be good again. They finished in the top 8 again, top 5. It's a good defense. Just adding little pieces here and there could really shore up this team. All right. As for the game itself, I'll just hit on a couple of people that stood out for me. Let me see here. Kendall Blatton, tight end, Missouri, 6'6". That's the Cowboys' sweet spot for the height that they prefer out of Missouri. Keep an eye out on him. Brett Rippon, quarterback out of Boise State. If the Cowboys are going to look at a Boise State player, probably be him. Throw him in the mix there, obviously. Compete with Mike White and Cooper. Ty Johnson, running back out of Maryland. I thought he ran really hard, shifty. Kind of reminds me of a light version of Beast Mode. You know, Ty Johnson played really well. Brailford, defensive end out of Oklahoma State, he had a good game. And Terry Godwin, wide receiver out of Georgia. All right, probably projecting as a slot receiver. We may have an opening there. 5'11", has quick burst, runs the routes well. So we saw him put that on display in this game. You know, could be a really nice piece here in the offense if you want to add another player at wide receiver. And then Hollins out of Oregon, defensive end. He made some plays there in the game. So those were, you know, your other plays that stood out in the game. But let me know what you guys think of the 4 guys the Cowboys have been confirmed to meet with. Sione Takitaki, Kevin Wilkins, Baylin Matt, and Michael Dogby. Any fans of these universities, let me know what you guys think of those guys. And as usual, guys, it's full speed ahead to draft. This is what I really like talking about in the offseason. So we're right out the gates, all right? These guys will go in my famous spreadsheet, and I'll continue to update that with who the Cowboys met with throughout this process, all right? So hope you enjoy it. Hit like if you did, and continue to share, and I'll see you for the next video, guys. Thanks.